Good evening, Facebook. Excuse me, this is not Facebook, this is YouTube. Good evening, YouTube. This is Kent Blaylock with SDG Replays and a broadcast of the Bunker Boxing League's 32-man double elimination tournament. As we're continuing our first round bouts, we're excited to be featuring this evening the battle between the 14th seeded Gene Tunney and the 19th seeded Vitali Klitschko. Gene Tunney, with a record of 65 wins, one loss, and one draw, is the favored in this fight. Outstanding boxer with a great record, and I'm excited to see how he does um, against Klitschko. It's going to be a 10-round bout, as all these first round bouts have been, 10 rounds. Gene Tunney, again with a 65 1-1 record with 48 knockouts. He is not a power puncher, though, but he is a 10-star ring general fighter. He also has the counterpoint trait, which adds ones to all the counters that he lands. He will primarily be fighting from the outside. He lands on 56% of his punches from the outside, opposed to 47 on the inside. He will fight from the outside, as will both fighters. He has a power rating of 3 and a 4 when his opponent is hurt or fatigued. His chin knockdown rating is a 2, and 3 to 4, he's stunned. His chin KO rating, though, is very difficult to knock out, is a 1. Has a will rating of 3. He cuts at 4, and he fouls at 3. But our referee, Davy Pearl, is tough on fouls, so there'll be a +1, so he will foul at 4. He again counters well. His defense is he will counter from 1 to 7 with hooks and crosses. His defense is good as well, as he defends 1 to 7 as well. Klitschko, however, is a power puncher. He had a record of 45 wins, 2 losses with no draws. He is a 9-star fighter, and he's a headhunter. His outside punches can't be blocked, so there will be no defensive checks from the outside for Gene Tunney. He's a 6 and an 8 in his power with a chin knockdown of 1, and he will be stunned from 2 to 4. He does have a chin KO of 2, a will of 3. He cuts easily. He cuts at 11, and his foul is, with Davy Pearl's added, is 4 as well. The one thing that Tunney will have for his advantage is his stamina. He's a 90 in a 10-round fight, whereas Klitschko is a 70. Klitschko, on the outside, he lands 49% of his punches, and on the inside, 44. So Tunney is the better boxer. Klitschko, the better puncher, the power puncher. So that will be where this fight will be either won or lost. If Tunney can take it to the latter rounds, it will be to his advantage, and Klitschko will look to get Tunney out early. So let us go to our match. Let's go to our bout as the men come to the center of the ring. The bell sounds. They meet in the middle. It's going to be 2 on the outside. It will be a toe-to-toe from the outside as we go into this. Gene Tunney from the red corner will be going first from the outside. That's a 32 from the outside, and immediately there will be a cut check for Klitschko. So it's a 32 from the outside. That will be 3 punches landed for Gene Tunney. Klitschko looking to answer back. He fouls a 13 from the outside. That's 4 punches landed for Klitschko. Cut check for Klitschko. And he does indeed cut. And here at the very first interaction here in the first round, he does get a bloody nose. So it's only a bloody nose for Klitschko here in the first round. As we go to our second segment, the 240 mark, again, Klitschko with the momentum as he landed more punches in the previous segment. It will be Gene Tunney going on the offensive from the outside. Gene Tunney from the outside. That is a 19 from the outside. That's 4 punches landed, and there will be a chin check already in this first round as Gene Tunney is throwing hard and challenging Klitschko, but he takes the punches, and we go on to the 220 mark here in round number 1. That is automatically for Gene Tunney as he's 3 stars on the outside. Again, that's 48 from the outside. That will be 2 more punches landed for Tunney. Defensive check for Klitschko. And he takes both punches as we go to the 2-minute mark here in the first round. As both fighters are trying to get their wits about them and trying to get into the rhythm of this fight in the first round. Again, it will be Tunney going from the outside. That's a 66 from the outside. That is a miss. It will be a counter check, and if he lands, there will be a cut check, but he misses the counter as we go to the minute 40 mark here in round number 1. 5 and 5s. That's going to be Klitschko going on the offensive from the inside. Klitschko from the inside. He rolls a 26 from the inside. That will be 3 punches landed with a defensive check of a 3, and he will take back one of those punches as he takes one of those on the elbows as we go to the minute 20 mark here in the first round. And it will be Gene Tunney going from the outside once again, 51 from the outside, and he lands 2 more punches. Defensive check, and he takes both punches as we go to the last minute of this first round. Again, Tunney from the outside. I'm rolling 6s for Tunney as he goes from the outside. He goes on the offensive, and that's an 84 from the outside. That will be a miss, counter opportunity. And he misses the counter as we go to the last 40 seconds here in round number 1, as both fighters are filling each other out in round number 1. Klitschko will go on the offensive from the inside. That's an 81 from the inside for Klitschko. He misses, counter opportunity, and he does not counter the last 20 seconds of round number 1. And it will be Gene Tunney on the offensive from the outside here in round number 1, the last blows thrown, and he misses. If this counter is landed, it will be a chin check for Gene Tunney, and he does land 2 crosses, so there will be a chin check for Gene Tunney, and that ends the round as he takes those blows. And that is round number 1 in the books here. As we go to the cards, In that first round, Tunney landed 11 punches to Klitschko's 8. 3-punch differential, so it will go to the be difficult scoring for the judges. Our judges for this bout are Joe Pasquale, Terry O'Connor, and Samuel Condi. Pasquale is the only one that will have some inconsistencies in his judging. The others are according to the Glory Days card. All right. Okay. All right. And that was a tightly scored first round. As the judges tally the score, and we look to go to the second round of our scheduled 10-round bout. And away we go. Round number 2. Gene Tunney, Vitali Klitschko come to the center of the ring. It is again Gene Tunney throwing from the outside. He goes on the offensive. That's a 44 from the outside. That's 2 punches landed. Defensive check for the big Russian, and he takes both of those punches as we go to the 240 segment of this second round. All right, it's going to be toe-to-toe on the outside. Gene Tunney going on the offensive first. He throws a 67 from the outside. That will be a miss. Klitschko looks to answer back. He throws a 93 from the outside. That will be a clinch. No punches landed in that segment. As we go to the 220 mark. And Klitschko, Gene Tunney going from the outside on the offensive. That's a 48 on the outside. That's 2 more punches landed with a defensive check. And he just misses defending as we go to the 2-minute mark here in round number 2. 2 on the inside. Nothing on the inside. Again, Tunney on the offensive. He throws a 22 from the inside. That's 3 punches landed. Defensive check. That's just outside of his power range. Defensive check. And he takes all 3 of those punches as we go to the minute 40 mark here in round number 2. It'll be a toe-to-toe on the outside. Tunney will go first. From the outside, Tunney fires away. It is a 33, and there will be a chin check as he peppers the jab, then a cross that lands to the jaw. 3 punches landed. Chin check coming for Klitschko as he looks to answer back. He throws a 68, from the inside, 68 from the inside. He misses. Now, chin check for Klitschko, and it is a 3. He is stunned. He is not knocked down, but he is stunned as we go into this next segment, this 120 mark. Gene Tunney will be going from the inside with no opposition, as from the inside he fires away. It's a 78 from the inside. That is a clinch. Klitschko, being stunned, grabs hold to get on to the next segment, the 1-minute mark. He hangs on, and we continue this bout. It will be toe-to-toe from the inside with Tunney leading off this series of punches. It will be a 55 from the inside. That's a miss by Tunney. Klitschko looks to answer back from the inside, and that is a 69 from the inside. He misses as well as we go to the 40-second mark here in round number 2. It will be Gene Tunney firing away from the outside, throwing punches from distance where he likes to be, and that's a 91 from the outside. That's a clinch. No punches landed as we go to the last 20 seconds of round number 2. It will be Gene Tunney throwing from the outside, again, firing away, keeping distance, and he does land 34 from the outside. That is 3 more punches landed, and there will be a cut check for Klitschko, and he does indeed cut again. This time, the cut it is again the bloody nose. It really takes a lot of punching to go down, and that will end the round for the bloody nose to make any effect, but that will be the second time the bloody nose for Klitschko in a round. But in that round, we've seen much more action from Gene Tunney. Well, not much more. 2 more punches landed as he landed 13 punches that round. To Klitschko again landing 8. So that'll be a 5-punch differential this round. Again, going to the judges' scoring, the 5 to 8 punch differential. First, Joe Pasquale. All right. And then Terry O'Connor. And Samuel Condi. All right. Scores are in as we finish round number 2. The judges will enter their scoring for the round. And we'll prepare ourselves for round number 3 in this 10-round bout between Gene Tunney and Vitali Klitschko. Round number 3 begins to start as they come to the center of the ring. And there's ones rolled. It will be a toe-to-toe from the outside. We will have a toe-to-toe with Gene Tunney leading off, 36 from the outside. That is 3 punches landed. Klitschko looks to answer. He lands a 36 also, and that is a 7. That's outside of his power range. He will land 3 punches as we go to the 240 mark here in round number 3. And again, Gene Tunney on the outside, firing away 88 from the outside. That is a miss. Counter opportunity. And he misses the counter opportunity as we go to the 220 mark here in round number 3. Again, I keep rolling those 6s. Gene Tunney from the outside. 56 from the outside. That's just within his range. 2 more punches landed. And that is a 5. That's outside of his power range. Defensive check. Klitschko will take back 2 of those punches as he blocks them away with his elbows as we go to the 2-minute mark here in round number 3. It will see Klitschko taking the offensive on the outside. He throws a 17 from the outside. And that will be 4 punches landed for Klitschko. Defensive check. And that is a 4. And he will take one of those punches back, as they both are trying to be good defensive fighters in this bout. As we go to the minute 40 mark of this third round. You will see Klitschko going on the offensive from the outside. 43 from the outside. If he lands, there will be a chin check. He does indeed land. 2 punches land. Chin check for Tunney. And it is an 8, and he takes those punches and keeps moving forward as we go to the minute 20 mark here in round number 3. A little more action this round from Klitschko. Again, it will be Tunney throwing from the outside, firing away, trying to keep distance, stay away from that power. 83 from the outside is a miss. Counter opportunity, and he does not counter as we go to the minute mark here in round 3. And we'll see Klitschko going on the offensive from the inside. 86 from the inside for Klitschko, and that is a clinch as we go to the 42nd segment of round number 3. This has been a tighter round 3 with seeing more action from Klitschko. We will have a toe-to-toe from the inside with Klitschko leading out. If he lands this punch, but he misses. If he would have landed that punch, it would have been a chin check, but he is unable to land the punch. As we're going from the inside, it's a 50 from the inside. That's just outside Tunney's range. He misses as we go to the 22nd mark here in round number 3. The last 20 seconds of this round, it will see Tunney going on the offensive from the outside. 54 from the outside. He lands 2 more punches. He lands 2 punches. Defensive check. And that will end the round. A much better round for, well, actually the same 8 punches landed by Klitschko. He's been very consistent, landing 8 punches every round, but this round only 5 punches were landed by Tunney. So that's still the 3-punch differential, just in the other way this round. Let's see how the judges will score round number 3. Judge Joe Pasquale. All right. Judge Terry O'Connor. Okay. And Judge Samuel Condi. All right. Judges have their scores in. They're quickly writing them down. So far, this has been a tight battle. So far in this fight, it's pretty close, almost dead even, as the judges enter their scores. Captain Carl, 18, good to have you listening in this evening. I hope you'll join this fight between Tunney and Vitali Klitschko. This is a 32-man double elimination tournament that I've been carried out. 2 more bouts left here in the first round, and it is a double elimination, so one will go on in the winner's bracket while the other will drop down into the losers. It's now time for round number 4. The bell rings. The 2 men meet in the center of the ring. Again, it will be Tunney rolling and firing away from the outside as he 16 from the outside for Tunney. That will be 4 punches landed. here in the first segment of the fourth round. And that's just outside his power range, so there will be a counter opportunity, but he does not counter as we go to the 240 mark. It again will be Gene Tunney on the offensive, but this time from the inside, he fires away 17 from the inside. That's 4 more punches landed. Defensive check. And he takes off 4 as we go to the 220 mark. It's been all Gene Tunney so far in round number 4. And that will be a toe-to-toe from the outside. Gene Tunney firing away from the outside. Oh, okay, I got you, Carl. I didn't see the 18. I didn't see that 1 snuck in there. That's a 21, this time from the outside. For Gene Tunney, that's 4 punches landed, with Klitschko looking to retaliate, and he does. That's a 7 on the die. That's 23 from the outside. That's 3 punches landed by Klitschko as we go to the 2-minute mark here in round number 4. Again, I roll that 6. I'm beginning to wonder if that die is weighted. It's Gene Tunney on the outside. He throws an 85 from the outside. That's a clinch as we go to the minute 40 mark here in round number 4. 3 and a 1. It's going to be a toe-to-toe from the outside. Gene Tunney leading off from the outside. That's an 0-1 from the outside. That will be a 5 punches landed for Gene Tunney as Klitschko looks to answer back. That's a 14 from the outside. He lands 4 as we go to the minute 20 mark. A lot of leather flying in this 4th round. As again, Gene Tunney on the offensive from the outside. 79 from the outside. If he would have landed that punch, there would have been a chin check. But instead, he misses. If he lands this counter, if Klitschko lands this counter, there will be a check. But no, he does not land the counter as we go to the minute mark here in round number 4. 6 again for Gene Tunney. He goes on the offensive from the outside. It's a 39 from the outside. That's 3 more punches landed. Big punching round for Gene Tunney. Defensive check, and he takes all 3 as we go to the minute mark here in the round. This time it will be Klitschko going on the offensive from the outside. And he fires away. It's a 14 from the outside. 4 punches landed, and they are hard punches landed. Big shots, a couple to the body and 2 to the head, and the last one that gets through rocks Gene Tunney as he will have a chin check, and he is okay. He walks, wades right through it as we go to the 42nd mark here in round number 4. Again, Gene Tunney with the 6 will go on the offensive. Yeah, Carl, Bleacher Bums Gaming, it is great. I really enjoy this Glory Days boxing. It's been real fun. And Tunney on the offensive, 84 from the outside. That is a clinch as we go to the last 20 seconds here in round number 4. It will again be Gene Tunney on the offensive from the outside. And 73 from the outside is a miss, counter opportunity, and he does not counter. The bell rings, and that will end round number 4. A very busy round for Gene Tunney that round, landing 20 punches that round, which is going to get Klitschko's fatigue rating down to 21, while there was 11 punches landed by Klitschko that round. That's a 9-punch differential as the judges go to their cards. Again, Judge Joe Pasquale all right. Okay. All right. Judges are now tallying their scores. Still is a very tightly contested bout. Can end up anyone, but I would think that Klitschko's corner is telling him he needs to get Gene Tunney out off his feet because he will fatigue. He needs to get him now, or it's going to be too late as we get into the latter rounds. Round number 5, the bell rings. The two men meet out in the center. It's going to be a toe-to-toe from the outside. Gene Tunney leading off from the outside. 34 from the outside. That's 3 punches landed, and there will be another cut check for Vitali Klitschko. Klitschko looks to answer back. That's an 84 from the outside. He misses. Now cut check for Klitschko, and that is just outside of his cut rating of 11 as I rolled a 12. 240. It will see Klitschko going on the offensive from the outside. Klitschko firing away. 99, and this will be our first time looking at the event chart. 99 as Klitschko fires away. That is a 65 on our chart. Fighter scores 2 punches, then showboats excessively. No action next segment. So he lands 2 punches, and that will take us to the 2-minute mark here in round number 5. Klitschko showboating. Didn't seem kind of out of character. But Vitali Klitschko again on the offensive from the outside. That's a 0-1 from the outside. That is, fires a vicious salvo of punches. 5 punches landed as we see if any of those can be taken back, and they don't. He lands all 5. Gene Tunney taking a couple to the body and 1 to the head as we go to the minute 40 mark here in round number 5. Klitschko seems to be getting busy, listening to his corner. That will be Klitschko again on the outside, on the offensive. That's a 14 from the outside. That's 4 more punches landed, and there will be a chin check for Gene Tunney, and he will be hurt. He will be stunned this time around. It is not a knockdown, but he is stunned. We'll see if Klitschko can take advantage, and that is a 5. That will be on the inside. Klitschko on the offensive from the inside. It's a 56 on the inside, and he misses his opportunity. He could have had a chance for a TKO check, but he misses that opportunity as we go to the minute 20 mark here in round number 5. And again, it will be Klitschko on the offensive from the outside. That's a 31 from the outside. That's 3 more punches landed. Count defensive check, and that is he will take back 1 of those punches as he takes 1 on the elbows as we go to the minute mark here in round number 5, a much better round for Klitschko. We will see now Gene Tunney go from the outside, go on the offensive from the outside. Gene Tunney from the outside, 57 from the outside, and that's just outside of his range as he misses counter opportunity, and if he lands his punch, there will be a chin check and he misses the counter. As we go to the 42nd mark here in round number 5, it will be a toe-to-toe on the outside. Klitschko going off first. He throws a 31 from the outside, and it will be landed 3 punches, and there will be a chin check for Gene Tunney, and he misses. If he would have landed, it would be a double chin check, but now chin check for Gene Tunney, and he takes those punches as we go to the last 20 seconds of this 5th round, a big round for Klitschko, as he will go on the offensive from the inside. 71 from the inside is a miss. Counter opportunity. If he lands his counter, it'll be a chin check for Klitschko. And he does indeed land the counter. It is 2 hooks, 1 to the body, 1 to the head. Chin check for Klitschko. His chin is a knockdown is a 1, and he takes that punch as the bell rings. Much more action and activity out of Klitschko in that round. His corner telling him he needs to get busy, limit the punching from Gene Tunney so he can get into these latter rounds. Only 5 punches that round by Tunney, while 16 were landed by Klitschko. That's an 11 punch differential as we go to the judges' cards. So far, this has been a very close bout. Thank you, Captain Carl, for those kind words. I feel like I struggle through these sometimes. I miss rules. I'm learning as I go. But I've done quite a few of these now, so I just enjoy it. I do it for the fun of it. Certainly, I'm not doing this because I'm going to be making any money at it. And Joe Pasquale, all right. Terry O'Connor, okay. And Samuel Condi, all right. Kind of an easy round to score. That was Klitschko's round. First one, I feel like he's taking control. I've seen some of the other earlier rounds I would have definitely given to Tunney, but this is the first one. This went to Klitschko as we go into round number 6 in this 10-round bout for the championship of the Bunker Boxing League. As we go to round number 6, the bell rings. It will be Gene Tunney going on the offensive from the outside. That is a 14 from the outside. That's 4 punches landed for Tunney. Defensive check. And he takes all 4 punches as we go to the 240 mark here in round number 6. Again, it will be Tunney on the offensive from the outside. It's a 67 from the outside. That will be a miss. Counter opportunity. And he does indeed counter with 2 hooks. 1 to the body, 1 to the head as we go to the 220 mark with momentum taken back by Klitschko. So we'll go toe-to-toe from the outside with Klitschko leading off from the outside. He throws a 10 from the outside. That will be 4 punches landed as Tunney looks to fire back. He looks to respond. And he rolls a 99. That, again, we will go to our event chart since we haven't had anything rare yet. And that's a 22. Fighter knocks opponent down. Roll to push. No punches land. Go to next segment. So I've got to take back those punches from Klitschko because it says no punches landed in that segment as he pushed him down as we go to the 2-minute mark here in round number 6. 4-4 That is going to be a toe-to-toe. It will be on the outside with Klitschko leading off from the outside. That's a 10 from the outside, and there will be a cut check for Tunney. 10 from the outside is 4 punches landed. And Tunney looks to answer back. He lands a 33 from the outside. That's 3 punches landed, and there will be a chin check for Klitschko. But first, the cut check. He does not cut. Now the chin check for Vitali Klitschko, and he does not go down as we go to the minute 40 mark here in round number 6. And that will be Gene Tunney going from the outside on the offensive. He rolls an 0-7 from the outside. That's 4 more punches landed. Busy round for both men. Defensive check, and he takes all those punches as we go to the minute 20 mark here in round number 6. Again, on the offensive from the outside, Gene Tunney. That's a 24 from the outside. That's 3 more punches landed. Defensive check, and he takes all 4 as we go to the minute mark here in round number 6. And again, I roll a 6. It's getting suspect now. Captain Carl, have you ever seen anybody roll so many 6 for one boxer? Gene Tunney from the outside, 73 from the outside. That will be a miss. Counter opportunity, and he does not make the counter as we go to the 42nd mark here in the round. We'll see Klitschko going from the outside on the offensive. 0-2 from the outside, and that will be 5 punches landed as he gets right back into this round. Defensive check, and that is a 6. He will take back 2 of those as he takes 2 of those on the elbow, and we go to the last 20 seconds of this 6th round. It's been a busy round for both, and we will see a toe-to-toe from the outside with Klitschko going first from the outside. That's a 94 from the outside, and that will be a clinch, so no more punches for this segment. And that will end the round as the bell rings. Both men go to their corners, very busy for each. 14 punches landed that round for Gene Tunney to 10 for Klitschko. So after this next round, Klitschko will be fatigued, so that is going to play heavily on the rest of the fight. We do have a 4-punch differential here in round number 6 as our judges go to their scorecards. All right, Joe Pasquale, Terry O'Connor, and Samuel Condi. All right, all 3 judges have their scores. Again, a very tightly fought battle between these 2 men as we go into round number 7 with Klitschko with only 2 stamina points left. This will probably do him in for the rest of the fight. As far as his stamina 29 still for Gene Tunney, as he's still pretty healthy here going into round number 7. Yeah, Captain Carl's kind of odd throwing so many 6s. As we go to round number 7, let's see if I roll another one. Here we go. Round number 7, and I rolled a 5. It was close. But that will have Klitschko going from the outside on the offensive. He rolls a 40 from the outside. That will be 2 punches landed. That is a 7. That is not a 1. 2 punches landed. Defensive check. And Tunney takes all those punches as we go to the 240 mark with Klitschko with momentum. And there's another 6 as Gene Tunney will go from the outside on the offensive. He throws a 40 from the outside. That will be 3 punches landed. Defensive check. And he takes all those punches. He takes all 4 as we go to the 220 mark here in round number 7. 2 on the inside, 1 on the outside. That will be Gene Tunney going on the offensive from the inside. That's 22 from the inside. That's 3 punches landed. Defensive check. And that's a 6. And he will take all those punches as we go to the 2-minute mark here in round number 7. That will see Klitschko going on the offensive from the outside. That's a 62 from the outside. That will be a miss. Counter opportunity. And he does not counter as we go to the minute 40 mark here in round number 7. Slower round this round. This will go toe-to-toe from the outside. Gene Tunney will be leading off. He throws a 17 from the outside. 17 from the outside. That's 4 punches landed. And there will be a chin check for Klitschko. But first, he will try to answer back. That's a 28 from the outside for Klitschko, which will be 3 punches landed. But now, chin check for Klitschko. Chin check, and he takes those punches and keeps moving forward as we go to the minute 20 mark here in round number 7. That again will be Gene Tunney going from the outside on the offensive. That's a 29 from the outside. That's 3 more punches landed. Defensive check. And he will take back one of those punches as Klitschko is fighting a good defensive fight, trying to reduce those punches. That is going to be Tunney going from the outside on the offensive. He lands a 30 from the outside. That's 3 more punches landed and a defensive check. And he takes all 3 punches as we go to the last minute here in round number 7. Again, Gene Tunney with the 6 roll will go on the offensive. That's a 65 from the outside. That is a miss with a counter opportunity and a chance for a chin check if he lands it. And he just misses it just outside of his counter as we go to the last 40 seconds here in round number 7. And that's going to be a toe-to-toe from the outside. Gene Tunney leading off from the outside. That's a 31 from the outside. 3 punches landed. Klitschko looks to answer in return. He rolls a 47 from the outside. And that will be 2 punches landed by Klitschko as we go to the last 20 seconds of round number 7. And that will see Klitschko going on the offensive from the outside to end out the 7th round. And that will be a 28 from the outside. 3 punches landed as he looks to defend. Tunney looks to defend. He does, in fact, take 2 of those back as the bell rings. And that was a busy round for Gene Tunney as he's looking to sway the judges his way. He landed an incredible 18 punches that round to 8. Again, for Klitschko, it seems to be a consistent number for Klitschko, 8 punches. but it's getting him behind, and he now is officially fatigued as we go into the last three of this 10-round bout. Judge Joe Pasquale. All right. Okay, for Terry O'Connor and Condi. All right. Judges has got their score as they frantically type them in before the bell rings for round number 8. Klitschko is now officially fatigued. We will be reading from his fatigue column, and every counter, every punch he lands will be reduced by 1 because he is fatigued. Again, on the offensive, Gene Tunney from the outside, 31 from the outside. That is 3 punches landed. Defensive check. And he takes all 3 as we go to the 240 mark, round number 8. And we'll go toe-to-toe from the outside. Tunney leading off. That's a 55 from the outside. That's 2 punches landed, and there will be a chin check for Klitschko. And this could be serious because we're reading from his fatigue column. Klitschko looks to answer back. He throws a 79. That was a 79 from the outside. That will be a miss. Now, chin check. His chin now is a 2, and he's stunned at 6, and he takes those punches as a roll to 17. As we go to the next segment, it will be a toe-to-toe from the outside. Gene Tunney leading off from the outside, and here we go. That is a 96 from the outside, and that will be 1 punch landed by Gene Tunney, but there will be a foul check, the first foul check of this bout. Oops, wrong die. As that's a 91, and also that is a clinch, so no foul as they clinch as we go to the 2-minute mark here in round number 8. That will see Tunney going from the outside on the offensive. He's tried to stay on the outside most of this fight. That is 2 punches landed, and there will be a chin check for Klitschko as he lands another big right cross, and he takes it again as we go to the minute 40 mark of round number 8. And again, Gene Tunney on the offensive from the outside. That is 06 from the outside. That is 4 more punches landed, and it's getting close to a TKO check as he's landed 11 punches so far with no answer in return. That's a 4 and a 4. That's going to be a toe-to-toe from the inside. That's a 90 from the inside. That's a miss, with Klitschko looking to land some punches and avoid that TKO, and he does. That's a 37 from the inside. That's 2 punches landed. As we go to the minute 20 mark, he still can end up in a 15 punch differential, so that we'll see Gene Tunney again going from the outside, and here we go. It's an 06 from the outside, and it is within his power check now that he is fatigued. So it's 06 from the outside. That's 4 punches landed. There will be another chin check for Klitschko, and he takes it again as we go to the minute mark here in round number 8. Another big round for Tunney, as again I roll the 6, and he again goes on the offensive from the outside. That's a 35 from the outside, and again another chin check. That will be 3 more punches landed. Chin check for Klitschko, and he takes the punches. He's taking a beating here in round number 8, but he keeps moving forward. He keeps standing. He is not going to go down as he goes on the offensive from the outside, trying to land that big haymaker to get him in the fight, and he just might do it because it is a 10 from the outside. That's 4 punches landed, and there will be a chin check for Gene Tunney as he takes the punch and keeps moving forward as we go to the last 20 seconds with momentum back with Klitschko, but it rolls for Tunney on the offensive on the outside. That's an 0-1 from the outside with another chin check. He is throwing heavy leather here in round number 8, trying to get Klitschko down. Klitschko, another chin check. And he takes it one more time as the bell rings, as he took a beating in round number 8. That was 23 punches to 6 for Klitschko. And that will make the scoring for this round simple. There's no need to even roll the dice because of the despairing numbers. As we go into round number 9, Klitschko's corner is telling him, you have got to knock this man out. His lead is too great now. You must have a knockout. As we go to round number 9, this 10-round bout, Gene Tunney in control. And again, he goes on the offensive from the outside. That's an 88 from the outside. That is a miss. Counter opportunity. If he lands this, there will be a chin check, and he just misses the counter opportunity as we go to the next segment. Again, I roll the 6. There's something up with that. And that's a 56. And that's just within his range. That's 2 punches landed. Defensive check. And he takes both as we go to the 220 mark here in round number 9. And again, there's the 6. Gene Tunney from the outside. And that's a 29 from the outside. That's 3 more punches landed. Defensive check. And he will take all 3 as we go to the 2-minute mark here in round number 9. And that's a 5 and a 3. Amazing. I did not roll the 6. And that's going to be a toe-to-toe from the outside. Gene Tunney will lead off as he rolls a 96. And that will be 1 punch landed, but there will be a foul check as Klitschko looks to answer back. That's an 83 for him. That's a miss. Foul check for Tunney, and he does not foul as we go to the minute 40 mark here in round number 9. Again, the 6, and Gene Tunney goes on the offensive, and that's an 0-2, and that will be 5 punches landed. Defensive check, and he takes all 5 as we go to the minute 20 mark. 5 and a 2. That will be again Tunney on the offensive from the outside. That's a 0-4 from the outside. That's 4 more punches landed. Defensive check. And he takes all 4 as we go to the last minute of round number 9, another big round for Gene Tunney. Is now Klitschko on the offensive from the outside, looking to land big. That's his only hope, but he misses. Counter opportunity and no counter as we go to the last 40 seconds here in round number 9, 4-1. It will be again a toe-to-toe from the inside. Gene Tunney leading off from the inside. That will be a 71. That is a miss. Klitschko looks for his opportunity. That is a 16 from the inside. He lands 4 punches, finally getting off his stool in round number 9. As we go into the last 20 seconds, he has momentum. As Tunney takes that back and goes on the offensive again from the outside. It's a no 0-9 from the outside, and it will be, as he closes out this round, it will be another chin check for Klitschko, and it is a 5. He will be stunned as the bell rings, and he is helped back over his corner after he took another pounding there in round number 9. This bout is all but over. The only thing Klitschko can do now is hope that he can land that one punch knockout. And the judges' scores are in as we both fighters taking deep breaths as Tunney still has energy going into this 10th round. Klitschko is beyond fatigue now as the bell rings. They meet in the center. It will be a toe-to-toe from the inside. Gene Tunney leading off. That's an 0-1 from the inside. That will be 5 punches landed. What will Klitschko do in return? That's a 26 from the, what was the inside or outside? That's 26 from the outside. 3 punches landed as we go to the 240 mark of this 10th round, of this 10-round fight. It's a 1 and a 6. Toe-to-toe on the outside. Again, Tunney leading off from the outside. That's a 29 from the outside. And that will be 3 punches landed. So we go to the 220 mark. Again, a toe-to-toe from the outside, but this time Klitschko leading off. 52 from the outside. He misses. Tunney looks to answer back. That's a 95 for him. And that is a punch landed, but again, another foul check. And that is a 5. And he does not foul. His rating was a 4. As we go to the 2-minute mark, it will be Klitschko going on the offensive from the outside, looking to land that big punch to end this fight. He does indeed land 5 punches, but he did not get the big land, and Tunney takes one of those back as we go to the 140 mark. 5 and a 6. We'll see Klitschko going on the offensive from the outside. That was a 99. So we did have another event check here in the 10th round. And that is a 95 on the event chart. Fighter losing round gets +1 to power and +1 to opponent's chin KO rating next segment. And interesting enough, of all the times for Tunney to be trailing as we go to the minute 20 mark. This next segment will be a toe-to-toe from the outside with Klitschko leading off from the outside. That's an 84 from the outside. He misses Tunney's opportunity. He does not. It's a 22. So what was that again? Make sure I got that right. +1 to power. Right, that's not in his power rating. So he's just landed 22 from the outside. That's 4 punches landed. As we go defensive check, that is a 9. As we go to the last minute of this fight, as it's winding down, 3 and 2, that will be Gene Tunney on the offensive from the outside in the last minute. That's an 0-3, and that's 5 punches landed. Defensive check. He takes all 5. So go to the 40-second mark, 3 and 3. That will be Gene Tunney again going on the offensive from the outside, trying to just seal the deal. That's a 14 from the outside. That's 4 punches landed. And it will be a chin check for Klitschko here in round number 10. Will he go down? He will not. As we go to the last 20 seconds, as this fight closes out, Gene Tunney can just dance this one out, but he chooses to go on the offensive from the outside. He wants to knock the big man out. He does indeed throw an 06. He lands 4 more punches, but he does not knock him down. Defensive check, and he will take back one of those as the bell rings, and that ends our fight. So in round number 10, we have 22 punches landed by Gene Tunney to 10 by Klitschko. And that again will lead to easy scoring for our judges. And if you've watched this bout for any period of time, it's not difficult to know who won this fight. It was a dominant performance by Gene Tunney, who was ahead most of this fight and is continuing to be ahead decidingly. So on our judges' cards, I have Tunney winning all but maybe 2 of those rounds, so 8 out of 10 he won. But with our judges, Joe Pasquale scores the bout 98-92 Tunney. Judge Terry O'Connor scores the bout 98-93 Tunney. And Judge Samuel Condi scores our bout 98-93 for the winner by unanimous decision, Gene Tunney. It wasn't even a close bout. The punching disparity in this bout, Gene Tunney averaged 15 punches landed each round. That's 150 punches over 10 rounds to 89 by Klitschko. So he outpunched him by 61 punches. Deciding victory for Gene Tunney, who will move on in our 32-man double elimination tournament. He will move on in the winner's bracket as Klitschko will drop down into the losers bracket. We will continue on in this journey as we look to see this end. Uh, it's probably going to take several weeks to get this played out, as we're just now one bout away from the second round, seeing some of the losers brackets being played out. There's going to be some interesting